Hey everybody, what's going on? ShabbyDoo here, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about solar power within Icarus, and at the same time, see if we can find a little bit of cheese with it, because in my opinion, solar power is so incredibly weak that it's just not worth it. You can only use it between like 10 a.m. if you have it pointing in the sun and you're in the right location in the map so that you can see the sun, and then it's gone by like 5 or 6 at night. So it really lowers the amount of time you can do stuff with. And it just prevents a lot of crafting, whereas you can just build some generators and whatnot. But as you can see here, we're as high up as we can go. There is an actual height limit to the world, it seems. Let's see, like right here-ish, I'm about outside the map. And that's not because we're too far up. As you can see, we still got a ways to go. And if I jump, we hit that level. And also, I built this little ladder here just to show you. And look, we're out of bounds again. So I figured we'd play up here, and I'm going to set up a solar panel just to see if we can cheese this a little bit. So I'm going to put it over here. So I'm going to do this. We're going to set this up. I'm also just going to put some structure on here, you know, just in case, because why not, right? Come on, snap. Thank you. And that looks pretty good. I'm going to throw that in the ground because I'm not quite sure if it's in there or not, so... And then let's just put a nice little ramp on here. God, look, it looks so great. Look, we're on top of the world. So, with that, let's come into my inventory here. Let's drop down. I'm going to put 2 of these down, okay? We're going to test a little bit out here. So I'm going to put one... You know what, we're kind of... I want to put one facing the opposite way here. Let's just see if we can pick it up this way. And then I'm just going to put one facing the normal way here like this, right? All right, we'll see. So, like, that's getting light there, and that's also getting light. So we've got them facing kind of 2 different ways, so we should be getting everything. I'm going to turn this one actually just a bit more, truly. Like, let's see if it'll pick it up even back here. Because technically, like, I think that's supposed to be the sun. It's like one of the worst suns you've ever seen in a game, but I think that's the sun, you know, for a game that kind of makes us know where the sun is so we can actually, like, you know, actually get solar power. It's a little weird and awkward, but so I've got them facing 2 completely different ways. So theoretically here we got a 360 scope on this, right? Not a no scope, just a normal scope. So I'm going to connect both of these into here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this all the way back down to the base. You know, all, like, literally we're just gonna go all the way down. I'm going to make sure I'm going to bring it along the path so I can kind of see it. And yeah, I did make this out of thatch, so it was cheap, so I can get up here as quick as possible, because I definitely needed that cheapness. I made like, I don't know, I made like almost 100 of these things, and I've got 16 left, so, or not 16, looks like 36, so, you know, it's probably about 70 or so of these out here. But all right, I'm going to go down, and I'll meet you at the bottom. All right, so as you saw in that beautiful landscape going up or going down that mountain, we got all the power through, and I've brought it into the base here. So this is the cave base kind of right now as we've got it structured. Turn the light on. So I've got a power generator. Obviously, it's deactivated. I've got another one over here, deactivated. So nothing's running. So I've got this drill here, so we are getting power from those way above the map. So we know they are still operational, at least during the day. And it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon right now, so I'm going to wait till nighttime and see if they do shut off, or if the game doesn't register night and day that far up. I believe it does, but we'll find out here shortly and see if we can kind of cheese it a little bit, right? In the meantime, why don't we talk a little bit about the power, right? So I think people have theoretically found what the solar panel power is, but I'm going to go with just the in-game stats. So one of the main things here that people always criticize is that there's not enough information available. One of those being the true power outage of the solar panel, right? It doesn't actually say when you pick up the item or when you look into it. Unlike this, you see that the generator provides 5,000 power. Now, initially when the game first came out, you only saw that the electric stove took 25, or furnace took 2,500 power, and at the time the generator also output 2,500 power. Now they doubled it, which is nice, but they also finally put in some other power requirements showing, like, you know, the material processor also requires 2,500. The electric dehumidifier, I can't see it, so I'm going to assume 2,500. We've got a chemistry bench over here, 2,500. So they've put in some more tool tips, which is great. But we'd love to know how much you actually get from the solar panel, right? Or at least as a tool tip, like, you know, finish your game up. Oh, also I got a fridge here. Speaking of, I should eat some food because I'm a little hungry. There we go. Food. So that's really my take on that. And obviously the fact that you can't use your solar panel for the majority of the day. Like, you get, like, what, maybe a good 8-hour window in the day, which is garbage. For the materials it costs to build a solar panel, and let's talk about that, the actual utility you get out of it is just abysmal. So, solar panels, right? You need 30 electronics, which is already pretty steep on its own. That's the same as a fabricator. You need 10 steel screws, who cares, 60 glass, whatever, 18 composites, and 8 carbon fiber. So those composites are what makes this a big deal, because to make that, you're going to need this material processor and an electric stove, which combined is another 120 electronics. Bonkers. So just to make your first one, you're going to need 150 electronics on the ground, from your fabricator to this to that, and then another 30 to make your solar panel. So you're going to need to do that, and then obviously make some paste. You've got 2 paste options now. You've got 2 iron, 1 silly, 1 organic, and then a gold, or swap it out for a platinum. I suggest using your platinum, because there's not much use for platinum in this game besides platinum tools, and eventually you're just going to have titanium anyways, like you see here. Pickaxe, axe, skip the knife, hammer. I've also got a titanium sickle right here, so you're going to get plenty of titanium eventually as you run around the world. So, but yeah, we're going to wait for nighttime and see if that thing stops. So I wasn't quite paying attention, but it was like 7:30, 7:45 that the power did finally cut off here. And as you can see, I've got no power to any machines right now. And also I noticed while it was running during the day, I was still getting the same power problems I had when I just had 2 generators and the solar panel was not running, which was everything except for the electric furnace worked, because it was the last thing I added to my power system. So because of that, that's telling me that at best, the solar panels are probably actually giving off the same exact power as the generators now, which is 5,000. Because on 2 generators, I was running everything in here besides the electric furnace. So if I wanted to run that, I had to disconnect either like the chemistry bench or the material processor in order to do it, because power management in this game is atrocious. It just doesn't frickin' work. It's as buggy as it comes, like everything else in this game. What happens is, if you have something plugged into the generator, whether it is on, operating, or off, it does not matter. It uses power. So that what that means is, think of it as, okay, with that 2 power generators I do have, I can have a max of 25 or 10,000 power output, right? Well, with everything plugged into it, if I have 4 things at 2,500, then that 5th thing, excuse me, monologuing, that 5th item just will not work, even if none of the other 4 items are plugged in. So the big question of the day, does it matter if we put our solar panels outside the map? Is there any benefit? Well, actually, yeah, there actually is kind of a benefit, at least in this portion of the map where we can't see the north. Look, I just woke up at 7 a.m. and my drill was on. So that actually means probably even before 7 a.m. it might catch a glimpse of the sun. Little testing involved. I'm not going to worry too much about it, because most people are never up through the night that long. There's really no reason to be. But as long as when you wake up, this will be on. Now, if you have a solar panel, like for me, like, because I'm just in this cave, right? So at least in this general area here at the top of the map on the northern side, I mean, I can't really have it facing much of the north. So like I had it up here for a while before, so it was facing out this way, and I wouldn't get sun until about 10, because it comes up from over here from the east, right? So, you know, it is what it is. So, you know, making that treacherous journey up to the top was beneficial. I'm going to run up there real quick and let's see if both of those are still operational, or if only one solar panel is operational. That'll be a good question here. Yeah, guys, if you found this useful or just fun in general, please hit that like button down below. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think about the power usage between the solar panel and the generator, especially now since they buffed the generator to have the same output as the solar panel of 5,000 units. The solar panel is just awful. Like, just throw generators down, throw some biofuel cans in there. They last forever. Like, it takes a long time for a biofuel can to be emptied out in a generator. Like, a really good amount of in-game time, honestly. And if you run out, all you need to do is go gather some fiber and a little bit of tree sap and you're good to go. So it's really cheap at the end of the day to be maintaining generators. And at the fraction of the cost, let me just show you again the cost here. So, you know, the cost difference is exponential too. So you're talking the main thing here, 12 electronics and then 20 steel, right? The 20 steel is is not minor. So let's say 20 steel and 12 electronics compared to a solar panel, which is 30 electronics, 18 composites and carbon fiber. Like with the biofuel generator, you don't even need to build an electric stove or a material processor. So you're saving yourself 120 electronics of downtime, so you can get that generator much earlier too. But all right, let's head up to the top here and see what we got going on. All right, yeah, so like I said, by this time of day, it's actually both of them are picking it up. I'm going to bring one back down with me and throw it down on the ground just to see if it's still showing power. It's already 8:30, so it'll take a minute to get down there. I'm going to leave this one up here just for science and because I already did it. So, you know, why not? Why not keep my handiwork up here and just hide all this nonsense? So let's go down and give this last one just a little test to see if it's still working. Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm going to die here. All right, I'll meet you at the bottom. All right. Took me a while to get back down, up to that mountain and back down with my broken ass legs. But you know what? I put it back on. Yeah, it's still up, but it's like after 9 o'clock. So I do know, like, when I first wake up in the morning, this is not operational from this vantage point here. And as you can also see, when you die in this game... Sorry, I had to take care of that. When you still die, remember how they talked about in the updates that you wouldn't be having armor clipping? You can see here that I'm actually... Oh, there's a perfect shot. I'm in my helmet right now, and when I'm looking down with my gun and I'm crouch walking, I'm actually in kind of a weird third-person view. How funny would it be if I could have just shot myself in the head, take myself out like Old Yeller? Like, oh no, look at me! Look at these bugs, they're beautiful. But all right, guys, like I said, if you found this helpful, at least a little fun, hit that like button down below, leave me a comment, letting me know what you think about the solar panels versus generators. And if you're new here, do hit that subscribe button as well so you can get back here for that sweet, shabby content. But all right, guys, as usual, this has been ShabbyDoo, and the rest of your day is not too shabby.